Hey, welcome back to topic 2 of the creative journey, where we talk about all things creative, the process, and lessons we learn along the way. Today's topic is going to be around collaborative energy. Lots of creative projects are a collaboration between many people. For me, in the film industry, going on set, there are many people that play different roles in that dynamic and work towards creating this common goal. You've got the people there on the day, you've got maybe the people editing it, you've got directors and cinematographers like myself, you've got the lighting team. So it's really a collaboration between many different facets. Now, this is a really amazing thing because you can collaboratively create something that is bigger than all of you. Different people bring varying levels of energy to that project. Sometimes you'll get very driven, very energy-giving people that will be very enthusiastic, work really hard, bring a lot of problem solving and charisma to that project. On the flip side, you might have people that are more energy consuming, I would say, people that are a bit more negative, they don't want to deal with the problems. What got me thinking about this, and a story that's probably quite a good way to articulate what I mean by this topic, is I was planning a short film with a director a few weeks back, and I was having a conversation with a really good friend of mine who was going to be helping out on the project. It was quite a difficult project. We were going to be shooting on the beach, lugging a lot of heavy equipment, on sand dunes, in the sand. It was going to be at night time, so we'd have to be working late. It was just overall going to be, a more challenging project, not one of the easiest ones that you might be on. And interestingly, he said to me, make sure that you find crew that will bring good energy to the project. I've never really thought about things like that. Often when I'm bringing a crew together, I'll try and hire people that I like to work with, of course, and friends. I'd never really thought about it from an energy perspective, though. People that would bring good energy to a project. When you're in the trenches and things are difficult, you want people that will keep their chin up, that will keep pushing through, want to solve problems, want to help get this project over the line and not give up. And ultimately, that got me thinking about what energy I bring to projects, what kind of person I am as a creative person that's aspiring to work with more people and accomplish more. What do I bring to those projects? What is my vibe and my energy? I think it's a really good introspective question to ask yourself. How are you to be with? If you really look deep inside and think about how was I on that last project? What kind of person am I to work with? It makes you realize maybe areas that you can work on and things that you're good at. And it's just a good way to kind of self-review and realize, okay, how might other people look at me? What can I bring? It's not just a question of skills and education. It's actually a question of how good are you to work with? What kind of energy and mood do you bring to that project? Then you kind of realize, okay, what do I want to get better at? How can I be a better problem solver? How can I be a bit more energetic? And just bouncing back on that project, it was incredibly difficult and it did end up being a bit of a disaster. We had to reschedule, it rained, we got all the equipment out on the beach, then it rained, so we had to pack it all down and hide it all away under a tarp. Everything got wet and sandy. Then the rain went away, so we set back up to shoot again. And then just as we started to roll up, it started to rain again. And we had to can it and we had to move the whole thing back. So it was ultimately a disaster and it was difficult. And he was exactly right. We needed people there that brought good energy, that were willing to overcome those hurdles and those obstacles and could help get this over the line. So I encourage you to maybe ask that question of yourself. Think how you are to work with, and this doesn't have to be anything to do with the film industry. This could be being a collaborative, even in the corporate world. How are you to work with doing your job? You want to be that person that brings a good energy to situations. And if you don't, how can you make that better? How can you work on that and be a better person? Being good to be around and positive and looking at things in a problem-solving positive way actually makes you enjoy that process more. And ultimately, even if you find things really difficult, which we all do at times. Trying to change that and overcome that and approach it with a different mindset might actually break you free of that hold, so you can be better to be around and you can actually enjoy the process more. But thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about this, if you agree, disagree, or have any notes at all on this subject. I'll be back in a couple of weeks for the next topic of the creative journey.